Hello everyone and welcome to Where is Xur, the IGN show where we find Xur and we look at his inventory together. I'm Ty Guy Travis and today we can find Xur in the tower. He's over here hanging out in the hangar in that upper left hand corner. Let's go and pay him a visit. Once you land in the tower, go ahead and immediately take a left, run down a series of halls, then hang a left once you reach the hangar and you'll find Xur. And here he is. Let's see what he's got in stock. Alright, so first up he's got Suros Regime. This is a pretty decent auto rifle. Not really a part of the meta, but decent nonetheless. Good to have in your collection. Sealed Ahamkara Grasps. This is a great hunter exotic. Unfortunately, the roll is bad. ACD-0 Feedback Fence. An okay Titan exotic, but unfortunately as well, not a great roll. And finally, Apotheosis Veil. Again, great exotic, especially for Warlocks, but it is a pretty meh roll. 63 is lower than I would ever go with an exotic that I cared about. So not great in the exotic category. However, let's move on to Hawkmoon and Dead Man's Tail. Dead Man's Tail, it's got Outlaw, which is nice, but it's got ricochet rounds, which I don't really care for in this weapon. And just in general, I think we've seen a lot better in terms of rolls from this weapon. So I think we should probably skip that one. Hawkmoon, I think we had a better roll either last week or the week before than this, but this one's not bad. Alloy Magazine works really well with the set of perks on Hawkmoon. Snapshot sights, always good on hand cannons. But you know, might be good for PvP. Not the best roll we've seen, kind of just middling. Speaking of middling, let's talk about legendary weapons this week. Dire Promise, Autoloading Holster, and Swashbuckler. That's a big bag of meh for me. Moving on to Grid Skipper. This one's okay. Again, I don't think there's anything amazing this week, but Frenzy's undoubtedly a great perk. Killing Wind is good. High caliber rounds are good, you know, and then we've got a range masterwork, which is all good on Pulse. So this is probably one of the better rolls this week, but nothing to write home about. It's okay. Maybe pick it up if you need a decent, reliable Void Pulse. We've got Death Adder. This one is less interesting than I think the last one. Quick Draw's okay. Hipfire, I don't know, not really great. You know, just an okay roll. Seventh Seraph, I was curious about this one. I generally like Vorpal. Autoloading Holster tends to be good on shotguns where reload's really long. But then you've got this Reload Masterwork, which sort of is at odds with Autoloading Holster, right? If you got Autoloading Holster, you don't really need a Reload Masterwork, or vice versa. So this is sort of just a mid-weapon for me, not really synchronous perks. Fractithist, this one I like a little bit more. It's got Slide Shot, which I'm just a huge fan of on shotguns. It's got Trench Barrel, which I believe got buffed a while back and is not really that great anymore, but I don't mind it. It's an okay perk. And it's got a Handling Masterwork, which is also great on shotguns, especially in PvP, where timing matters. So this might be a decent PvP shotgun. Trench Barrel is sort of more of a PvE perk, and so I don't know. Again, this doesn't really excite me, but it gets close. I don't know. Code Dwello, we've seen better rolls for this. I like Cluster Bomb. Field Prep, I don't know. It's okay. It's an okay weapon. There's a lot of just okay weapons this week. And of course, another week, another Frozen Orbit. I don't know what's up with Xur. He really likes this weapon. Dragonfly, great perk. Lead from Gold could be good, maybe in PvP. Range Masterwork, nothing wrong with this weapon. Nothing amazing about it. It's okay. It's just fine. It's mediocre. Good job, Xur. You did passably. All right, let's move on to armor. So armor this week is interesting. Hunters and Warlocks really got snubbed. They didn't really get a whole lot. Titans got two pieces that are pretty good. The first one is this chest piece. It's got pretty spiky distribution. It's got high resilience, high discipline, all right mobility. I'm not a huge fan of mobility, but with 64 overall stat points, this is probably one to add to your collection. It's interesting at least. It's got good resilience and discipline, which are both great stats to increase on a Titan. And then the boots are the other piece. They've got an almost identical roll. Discipline's great, resilience is great, mobility is higher than I want it to be, but overall 64. Everything else, including on the stuff that's on hunters and warlocks, is sort of just really low or nothing that's particularly spiky. These gloves are a pretty good litmus test, 56. Nothing that really is high. So yeah, it was kind of a wash this week for armor. And just in general, this is sort of an underwhelming week for Xur. Unless you're a Titan and you're looking for some armor that's got spiky resilience and discipline, which they've got you here. But other than that, lots of low rolls. Guns that almost get close to being a good roll, but sort of not really. I don't know. It's not a great week for Xur. Hate to say it. That's it, everyone. Hopefully this was useful to some of you guys. We will be back next week to look at Xur and see what he's selling as well. And for everything else related to Destiny as we head toward Lightfall, stick with IGN.